In our last episode, we went to the highly caustic, highly toxic, overgrown underdust in search of Noah. We found him alright, but he wasn't the one sending us those messages, 'cause he was dead long before we got there. In fact, he had been turning into vines and plants himself. However, we found this poor little guy, caged up, locked up, all alone, so we took him with us, and he seems pretty comfortable here on this pet bed. He's not a dog, but I guess he'll have to do. He's just got much bigger eyes, much bigger puppy dog eyes. And like every other instance of visiting a new point of interest with lots of stuff going on, we managed to secure ourselves some brand new tech, such as the upgrade station, a thing to analyze viruses, and we now have the ability to dress up our little guy as well. The most important bit, right? Where does this go? Here? Here. Awesome. So, we get to leave this place now, and then go on to our next mission objective. But before we do that, we're probably going to have to upgrade the ship a little bit. Because in the process of doing all this, as you can see, my ship is starting to lose a lot of storage space. I'm not going to have room to have all these plants and everything else, so I'm going to have to build. But I'm out of resources, so maybe we should stop and build some more shipping. Shipping? Shipping. It's a word and we're going with it. I'm going to make a 3-floored ship in the shape, generally speaking, of a Beyblade. My friend thought it would be hilarious if I did this, so I'm going to come up with the best plan possible to actually make this a reality. And from what I could figure, the best thing we could do was make it 3 floors so that it would be less of a hassle. So here's what it looks like in its fullness. In the center here, we're going to put my bed and, you know, all my personal storage and decorations, whatever. There's going to be walkways going all over the 3rd floor of the ship, which will lead to the roof. On the roof, I plan to put balloons that go, generally speaking, here-ish, as well as a couple of engines as well. There's really no good place to keep engines from what I've seen. You can put them on the undersides of floors. I'm going to keep them outside this time, see if it's any different for me. These areas over here are actually 2-floored cockpits. These are going to have, let me get a different color. These have built-in stairs. They're really cool, but they're from the Bloom set, which I don't have yet. If I get them, I'll show them to you. This plan is kind of dependent on me getting the Bloom cockpit for the 3 wide. I think they come up from 1 to 3, but we'll have to see. On the 2nd floor down here is going to be where the main stuff is, so if the top floor overlooks everything that's on the bottom floor, this is a catwalk that's directly over this. We're going to have food, storage, science, and a lounge area. You can easily walk to and from. And then there's going to be a 3rd floor even further down, which is how you get in and out of the ship, which is going to have a docking plank to get in and out. All of my major collectors, like the metal collector, the rain collectors, you know, those are going to end up in here. I find that, from brief experience, that scrapwing hatcheries have less to attack if they can't get into your ship. So I'm not going to give them a target. Plain and simple. If you're wondering what these are right over here, those are turbines. I'm going to put the turbines in the ship. You'll be able to see them from my bedroom. It's going to look cool, and I'm really excited for how this plan's going to come together. Of course, the real big thing is whether or not I get my hands on these cockpits and these cornered rooms. If I don't get that, the ship may not even come together. Heck, I don't even know if it's possible to put this many tiles on a ship. I've had ships that have huge weight limits, but I don't know. We'll see. This may work, it may not. If it don't work, we'll do something different. Well, we will at least say that we tried.
Mission updated. Enter the labs in infected gardens. Acquire research data.
You mistakes of your kind will protect yourself That's so weird. I was here earlier. You saw it. It was in a previous video. Wonder why I did that. Yeah, no. Of course. Yeah, I was making jokes about this. You will die if you go in there. There are these nuclei things that cause radiation, and if you don't get rid of them, you die. They were there in the previous game, and I remember dealing with them. They look like giant glowing grapefruits. Oranges. Radioactive oranges, you know? Oh, that's a bolt. Let's go back to my to-do list. Get the immunity booster. Oh, reach the wild habitat location. Right, okay, that's why I don't have it. Haha. Hydration booster. Yeah, that's a booster I don't remember seeing. I actually wouldn't mind having that. Alright, let's get out of here. We have to go to a wild habitat, and that tracks. We gotta come back here. Where's the next one? Okay, as you can see on the mini-map here, I went through multiple locations trying to farm the resources to build this ship. The answer to how did you do this was I looted everything possible, and I spent about maybe 2+ weeks floating around in open air, just using my metal collectors and my deck extractor to just eat things out of the atmosphere. It worked fairly well, but it was very boring. I'll tell you that. It was incredibly boring to sit there for that long. But I had a weird vision, and I wasn't gonna let myself rest until I at least tried it. I may find that this is not gonna work at all. I can really rotate all the way around. That's weird. I may find this isn't gonna work, but I'm not gonna know until I try. It really all depends on whether I can get my hands on all of the room types, because all of these rooms, as I've did some research, they're just random rewards for exploring locations. So I kind of have no choice but to go to different places to try them. I have a feeling that I may not be able to unlock them here. So we'll find out. And by here I mean in the red zone. Right. Let's slowly bring her down.
Uncharted area.
Excellent.
The preliminary analysis started.
Alright, let's put my stuff away. One of the other things I did is I managed
Analysis
to...
completed.
When...
Detected new objects requiring scanning.
Are you done yet? Are you done yet? I'm talking. Alright. Before I left the... Goodness, everyone's breaking my train of thought. Before I left the dang underground elevator, I went and cleared out all the resources, and among them, I managed to find a recipe that gave me a big storage box. I am happy to have a big storage box, so I'm just using that right now to get stuff. Fungal marking. Oh, yep, this is where we're going to be fighting a lot of those big-ass mantises. Like the ones we saw in the last episode. Those are a big pile of nope. Alright, so anything that hits it makes it have force. If I can't get in, let's just shoot it. Open sesame. And again, I can clean this up afterwards. I really want to get down there. Alright, nothing here, and... Oh, my flashlight's dead. Well, I may have to fix that before I go down. I like being able to see. Can't grab those. Game, why you do this to me? You know I'm short. You know I'm short. Alright. We're gonna do the thing I said I didn't want to do. We're gonna clean up all the resources we find up here. That's highly disappointing, but then again, that's what I get for going in kind of blindly without being prepared. Maybe I'll learn from my lessons one of these days. Maybe I won't. And last but not least, we're going to be smart about this. We're going to take our squeaky friend with us. Come here, buddy. I gave him a little backpack with some stuff that I got out of the furniture fabricator. And I gave him... I don't think I gave him any other equipment. but I just need a backpack. He counts as a mobile storage space. I kind of like that. Yeah, it gets me how new this thing is, because I don't remember this being in the last game. When I went to the last airlift location, they had this somewhere secret in a place on the outside, and basically people are trying to rebel against the AI. I didn't ever see record of an AI, but I guess that makes sense when you consider that I've been hearing a voice that's been hacking into my suit, and it's not been the voice of Noah. I don't really like it. I also not really think I'm fond of the new loading screens either. There are some new loading screens they added to the game that they committed to in January, and they're okay, but I feel like they spoil the storyline for me a little bit, you know? Because they all reference, you know, an AI trying to take over humanity, and then that's all you see of it. And seeing that there's a rogue AI out to get us, it gives me the feeling that the AI succeeded in killing humanity. Maybe it was using, Asimov's 3 laws, right? The ones where, like, you can't do a human no harm, and then it decided that the only way to keep humans from doing harm to humans is just to get rid of all the humans, or some silly, broken AI logic. Because, you know, Chat GPT. Either way, you know, the AI probably won. So I have a theory about what this Great Plague is now, because I've now been seeing references to an AI in-game that I haven't seen in the last release. And we have, you know, these things here, and there's a loading screen. I've got the feeling that the sentient AI here created the Great Plague to get rid of us, and is selectively keeping humans alive based on whether it thinks we're good people or not.
Entering into toxic zone.
And that the Great Plague is not actually a disease, it's nanobots. I have this funny feeling that it's nanobots. I won't be able to prove my theory until later, of course, but we'll have to find out when we actually find the cure. If we find the cure. When I last played, I actually did research the cure, but then the game said, hey, we're out of content. Feel free to keep exploring, but thanks for playing. I hope you enjoyed the game. It was really funny when I had that pop-up last time, and I said, well, you know, that's as good of a Monty Python cliffhanger as I could possibly get. Alright. Let's take our friend here. He is going to be very useful for storage. I don't need any of this junk. I don't want that either. Oh man, there's a lot of things in here. Let me just eat that up. Alright, we should be just about good to go. This is the best part about bringing our squeaky little friend with us. Isn't that right, buddy? You just want to follow me around. You are like a big buggy puppy. Scan the dead. No, I cannot scan the dead guy. I shouldn't be excited about scanning dead people. Let's be clear. I do not think it's great to do things to the dead, but you know, the dead people have loot. The dead people have loot. That's what video games train me for. I really hope I don't get into an apocalypse situation in like real life. I'd hate to be that person. That idiot nerd, you know, rifling through dead skeletons' pockets or whatever, trying to find random garbage just because it might be useful. That's dark. That's just unethical. I'm not proud of thinking this. It's one of those bad intrusive thoughts, you know? Oh, that's not cool. How do I deal with you? Are you the only one? I really don't want to get into melee range and find out. I've never been struck by one of these before, but I also don't want to learn. Let me just... Oh, there are two of them. This is kind of safe. They can't get me in here. Fire away. My goodness. Ow! Oh, definitely not getting standing in that. Running out of arrows here. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was a lot. If it takes that many shots to kill them now, which, I mean, if that's hard mode, that's hard mode. It also could just be I don't have good enough gear to deal with them. But if it takes like 10 plus shots to hit them, and for them to actually die, then I guess that's a welcome change, because it felt like I'd hit them maybe 6 to 8 times and they'd go. I had over 20 shots, and I know that I missed a few. But, dang. Oxygen. Ooh, hello. Breathe. Yeah, we're going back to the ship. We're going back to the ship. I have, what, 7 of these left? If they sprung 2 on me at once at the same time, I'm not gonna want to deal with that.
Alright, there's 1. 2. Oh, and there's a 3rd in the background. Alright. It's a good thing I made, what, 40 arrows? I'm gonna need these. Well, I'll be shooting the crap out of these guys for a while. Okay, 1's down. S 2 down. God, this really are wasting all my arrows. Alright, I got him. Jeez, that took forever. I had like 40 freaking arrows when I started this. And now I've got like none. 1, 2, 3. What a joy. There better not be any more of those up ahead. I don't know if I'll be able to take dealing with them like this. Charged blockade. Alright, so I gotta make an electric bolt. Fine. So a neat trick you can do when you're not in danger is your pet has a secret function that I think is a bug, but I like it. Ah, laggy.
Warning, entering into toxic zone.
Yeah, it just reset my oxygen for me by petting him. Maybe he's got a field of air? I don't quite know. But, I mean, if you don't want to carry the, if you don't want to carry those pearls around, this is certainly a cheap hack to do so. Let's get around it. Tough, clear chitinous armor. Alright. Don't look, little man. Don't look. This is not for your precious eyes. Oh my god, they're back. They do respawn. Alright, so we're going to use that C button. Switch to charged bolt. This is how we change between ammo types. And we're just going to take aim. Ooh, and shoot him. Pretty safe under here. Oh, I missed. Oh, 2 shots. That's actually really good. Maybe 3? I do not want to have to keep fighting these things. Alright, let's stand back. And kaboom. There was one more of these I saw down here I want to get to. Oh, here it is. to you. Upgraded crossbow. Okay, I'll take that. Dead man. Body of a dead scientist. Yeah, nope, that's pretty obvious. I'm impressed that his flashlight's still working. It looks like he's been sealed in here for quite some time for whatever that nasty gunk is there to pop up like that. Alright, let's go in the room. Freed up the oxygen. Artifact trade station. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, cool. This is the artifact trading station. In earlier episodes, I've harped upon wanting to save all of the things that I find that are laying around. You save them because in the Underdust there are these black market stations that allow you to sell things. They're pretty cool. You can buy a lot of neat things down here. These are tactical looking things for our little buggy friend over there. I see the clock. There's a whole bunch of stuff here, actually. I have favorites. I have clear favorites. I don't see it here. Oh, here's one of them. Bouncy Road. I really love that. And the little pirate land ship. So the way we do this is we have to sell stuff. And we get a certain number of sales per trip. So once you use up all the sales, that's all that one location will let you sell. And the higher tier you sell, the better its trading experience. And by unlocking different trading tiers, you can buy from the other levels. So I actually prepared ahead. Here, our little man. I'm just gonna grab all the little things that I've prepared. Hopefully all of these are sellable. I'd like to not make another trip. So let's sell some stuff.
Printing completed. Printing completed.
Ah, here we go.
Printing completed.
I think that used up all 7 of my trades, which is good. So that gave me some coins, I guess. How much do I actually have? How much do I have from all this? 50 tech fragments, which are useful for trading for things. I don't know, what should I get here? There's a lot of things I could buy. I've only unlocked up the trade tier 2, so I can't get anything too crazy yet. Let's get one of my personal favorites. Let's get the pirate land ship.
Printing completed.
That's pretty nice. And also tier 2, if I can get it. Let's get an artifact lure. This was useful in the last game version where you could use it on your bug catcher, and all it would do is it would pretty much pick up garden gnomes, which are good for just, you know, getting stuff. So we'll continue on. So we got everything we really could get out of this particular location. Nothing crazy happened in here. The last thing I took, of course, is the battery that holds that light up. This deactivates the marker on the map. And now I'm going to have to seek out a different place to go find another new nature territory.
Printing
Gimme,
completed.
gimme, 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 gimme. Oh yeah, that's already much better. The crosshairs are a little tighter maybe, and I can definitely see that I have more ammunition space. So I'm already about that. Having to reload every 4 shots, not a fan. Alright. We should be good to go. Let's get out of here. There's nothing more I want out of this place.